evening, everybody. Welcome to Sweet Erickson T-Bird Gym and first closed circuit streaming broadcast, if you will, of the 2022-23 campaign for the Casper College Thunderbirds. Tonight, a ladies' game, a game that always promises to be close and hard-fought. The T-Birds with a ranking of number 11 in the nation right now, 4-0 on the season against the Bears from Salt Lake City Community College with a mark of 3-1. The Bears' only loss coming to, well, perennial national power, College of Southern Idaho in Twin Falls, one of their main rivalries, of course, in Region 18. Casper College off to another good start under Dwight Gennari as the Birds have won all four of their contests, and they'd like to move it to 5-0. Big game tonight, obviously, against a team that generally is ranked in the top 20 in the country, and as we like to call them, slick. Paul Marble, of course, the athletic director here at Casper College, longtime coach on a team that won a couple of national championships on the men's side. So the Birds against Slick, and then tomorrow night it gets, in a lot of respects anyway, even tougher because the Cougars from western Nebraska will be here in game number 2 of what is a 3-game set here. It is the Tip-Off Classic here at Sweet Erickson T-Bird Gym, and the men will be playing tomorrow. We also will have that game. They're not playing tonight. So Casper College trying to build on a 4-0 record. The Birds come in averaging 87 points a game. They give up just 68. They shoot 50% from the field, and that would include a 35% mark when they're behind the three-point arc. At the free throw line, Dwight Gennari's teams have always been pretty good there, 72%. And they've always out-rebounded their opponent. No change thus far this year, averaging 39 caroms a contest and giving up just 31, holding the opposition to just 36% from the field. So the Birds will try and build on a 4-0 record tonight against a Slick team that comes in with a mark of 3-1. See if we're going to get a national anthem here. I believe we are, and then we will run down the starting lineups for both teams as we get set to go. First home appearance for the ladies. The men were here earlier this season for a exhibition contest. They will be playing tomorrow night, and we will have both those games tomorrow on the closed circuit broadcast. National anthem, and we are set to go here. Birds 4-0, Salt Lake City Community 3-1. This is the way that the Bears will start. At one of the guards, Jamia Carter. She'll be joined, let's see, Jamia Carter, joined by Brooke Donnelly. We don't have the origins as far as the place of birth or where their residence. Amita Diakite, another starter, along with Ashton Adamson. And then finally, Finau Tonga will get the call. For the Birds, this is the way they will line up under head coach Dwight Gennari. Nate Macy back again, longtime assistant now, I think 5 or 6 seasons for the T-Birds. At one of the guards, Claudia Garrido. Garrido, a 5A transfer. She's a sophomore. She averages 9 points a game. She is from Barcelona, Spain. Logan Alvar from Casper. Kelly Walsh, the freshman, averaging 10 points a game, is a 6-foot freshman. Flora Goad, a 6'2 sophomore from Vienna, Austria, averaging 11 points a ball game. Sandra Fra Garcia has been the point guard for much of the year last year. The 5'7 sophomore is from Pago, Spain, averages 7 points a ball game. Final starter, Julia Palomo from Spain, averaging 13 points a game. She is a 5'7 sophomore also. So the Birds with a mark of 4-0, the Bears with a mark of 3-1. Salt Lake in its traveling unis. That would be blue trimmed in gold. Birds with a gray uniform, black piping, and red numerals. It'll be Go jumping center against Finau Tonga. Tonga and Goad in the center circle. 6'2 against probably 6'1. Ball tapped around, comes loose, and the first shot of the ball game is drained just inside. Diakite just inside the free throw line. So Slick out to an early 2-0 lead as the Birds look down low. Goad will fall away on the baseline. That won't go, and the rebound taken away by Diakite, who hands off. Jamia Carter into the front court, feeding outside, trying to post up Tonga down low. Instead, they go back outside. Diakite working against Palomo. Now feeding to Tonga, a little reverse off the glass. That's too hard. Ball tapped around, comes outside for a three-pointer that's off the front of the iron. Casper will clear away. First minute of the ball game, trailing 2-0. Igo in the corner, all alone. 3-ball is too long by Garrido, and the Bears come back the other way with a 2-point lead. Out top, Carter trying to go to the left side for Diakite. At the top, they'll bounce on the high post instead. Adamson couldn't turn and shoot. Gets it back outside for Carter. Backs the dribble away with 5 on the shot clock. All the way, left-hand scoop is no good. Birds want to run. And they will run all the way down. The layup is good. That was Sandra Fra Garcia to tie it at 2 with 8:19 to go in the opening quarter. Little pressure in the backcourt being applied by Palomo. Bears will break it. Feed to Diakite on the right side angle. For Finau Tonga. It's going to be hard to stay away from using that as the last name given Tony Finau. Here's a three-pointer out of the corner that's good. Brooke Donnelly, sophomore from Rigby, Idaho. Gives her ball club the biggest lead in the ball game thus far early in. Leading by 3. Birds trying to swing it all alone for a 3. That's no good. Garcia had a good look. She'll get it right back. Come to the top of the key, switch it outside. Looks for Logan Alvar. Looking in the corner, they'll feed it in the paint. Kick it back outside. Goad wants to take a 2 and she'll hit it. Draws the Birds within a point as we approach the 7-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Diakite directing traffic. Right in front of the T-Bird bench. Pulls up at the elbow for a 15-footer. That's good. She's got 4, and her team leads by 3 again. 7-4 lead. Birds with the basketball out top for a long 3. Garrido leaves it a little bit short. Casper right now pretty much one and done. Into the front court. Carter wants to exchange. Instead, Donnelly will keep it. Tries to bounce on the low post. Trying to finesse her way in and throwing it off the glass. Tonga, that's no good. Casper with a 2-on-1 the other way. And Garrido will convert after a nice feed. 7-6. We've played 4 minutes now of the opening quarter. The attempt at the steal. Sandra Frau Garcia couldn't quite keep control of the basketball. First substitution of the night for Dwight Canary, the 5'10" freshman from Spain, Irie Fernandez-Galea, checks into the lineup. Couple of substitutions. Ruby Vaitu in for Slick. And here's another 3 out of the corner. That's good. Ashton Adamson along with Vaitu. Elise Verdun checked in. Birds now down by 4 with the ball to go on the baseline. Good look, a nice feed in the paint. The left-hand layup is good. So DeKayla with a hoop, and the Birds draw within 2. 10-8. Salt Lake has led all the way thus far. Donnelly reversing the dribble. Feeding to Diakite, drew the double team and then throws it up off the stanchion. That was over the shot clock. She drew the foul though. That'll be the first foul of the night. Palomo will get it. That is the first foul for either team. Jocelyn Igo, the leading scorer on the T-Bird team, checking in. The sophomore from Douglas has got a great start to the season. She's averaging just under 18 points a game. Kite's first free throw is good. She now has 5. Of her team's 11 points, the lead back to 3, and the second one rims, doesn't go. But a good hustle play by Adamson, who then throws it away. Birds have numbers coming back the other way. Left-hand layup, no good. But Frau Garcia will go to the line for a pair here as she drew the foul. Vaitu will get the foul. It will be her first and the first team foul. Sandra Frau Garcia ran the team last year. She missed early in the season when she suffered an injury in the very first practice, if I remember right. Missed a whole bunch of games. Came back the second half, though, and was kind of the quarterback of the team. She'll hit both. She leads the Birds with 4, and Casper draws within 1 as we approach the halfway point of the first quarter. Whistle here. Evidently we've got a shot clock not working maybe. It's oftentimes what it is. Try and get a lineup right at half court. We're evidently having first game clock issues. Ball will come back in. Vaitu into the front court. We'll swing it all the way on the left side in front of the Bird bench. Long 3, and that long 3 is good. Brooke Donnelly with her second 3 ball of the night. She leads all scorers with 6. And back to a 4-point lead now for Slick. Nice feed in deep. Goad was loose in the middle of the paint, and the Birds crawl back within 2 at the 4.5-minute mark. Slick on the attack. Donnelly for Diakite. Back to Donnelly. Wants to drive. Has it knocked loose at the elbow. Comes loose, though, to Diakite. She will miss the little bunny. Back the other way. Casper on the attack. And a blocking foul called. Logan Alvar to the hoop. Should shoot 2 here. Vaitu will get her second foul of the ball game. And we're going to get a timeout on the court. Still a minute. Well, I got to remember their timing on the clock, the timeout. So, Birds down 14-12. They have trailed all the way thus far. Salt Lake's big lead has been 4 points. Leading scorers in the ball game, Flora Goad with 4 for Casper College. And Brooke Donnelly, the Rigby, Idaho sophomore, and the starting point guard, 2 for 2 from the land of 3. She leads all scorers with 6. Of the 14 points, 3 players in the book, at least early for Slick. T-Birds also 3 players in the book. Right now, Frau Garcia, Goad both have 4, and a single bucket for Irene Fernandez de Kayla. Dwight Ganeri with a tough home schedule to start the 2022 campaign, because Western Nebraska here, the Cougars, tomorrow night. The old Region 9 rivalry renewed. Say that. A little earlier than normal. Something you don't see until the regular Region 9 season, and then oftentimes, of course, the tournament. First free throw is good. Alvar averaging 10 points a game, the freshman from K-Dub. Second one here on the way, rims and goes. So we're knotted at 14 with 4:07 to go in the opening quarter. Birds will apply a little full court pressure, then relaxes it cleared easily to Jamia Carter, who brings it ahead. Still has it on the floor, backs the dribble away. Igo on her, feeding down low, ball knocked out of bounds, last touched off the hand of Verdun, who couldn't control, trying to get in too deep. Casper with a chance to get its first lead of the night right here. Birds will attack with Frau Garcia. Tough pass out front. Igo managed to corral it. Back the other way. Casper trying to look for Goad, and the pass deflected off the backboard. Comes loose to the Bears, who will try and forge their way back ahead here with 3.5 to go. Opening quarter, Carter in the corner. Holds, gets a pick, throws up a 3, long off the side, and a good block out that time by Frau Garcia as she let the ball go out of bounds. T-Birds will try and get their first lead again. Out of back court. Frau Garcia with the dribble, terminates. Cross-courted. Looked like she's going to get it right back. Instead, they feed to Goad. Ball knocked away from her. Gathers on the baseline, turns, shoots off the glass, off the rim, got it. Goad with now 6 points, and the Birds get their first lead of the contest at 16-14 with 2:45 to go here in the opening quarter. Diakite pull up. Oh, that's sweet. Just from the left side of the lane, she's got 7. We're tied at 16. Right side feed, outside, back out top. Igo hasn't shot yet. Cross courts it, and they'll bring it back right out top. Frau Garcia alone. Looked like it might have been blocked or tipped a little. It was an air ball, and then Igo saved it in off one of the Bears underneath the hoop. So Casper gets it to the right side along the baseline. Out top, they try and dish it down low. It's deflected, comes loose, and then Goid just can't get the left-hand layup to go way too hard off the glass. 16-0, 16 all, 2 minutes to go. Dribble drive, and Carter just took her man to the hoop and got the easy layup to go back on top. Bird basketball, Igo pull up just outside the free throw line. That's money. Troslin's first basket, the leading scorer this year at 17 a ball game. Ties it at 18 all, a minute and a half to go, opening quarter. Out top, Adamson loses her dribble, brings it right back out top. Gives it to Zalia Adams in. Adams gets it back to Carter with 5 to shoot. She'll put up a long 3 that rims, doesn't go. Birds did a good job of sealing off, and they come away with the rebound. Cross-courted, dangerous pass right into the hands of Diakite. $18 all, under a minute to go. Casper has led once by 2. They've trailed by as many as 4. Long 3, no good. Ball tapped around. Casper comes back. They will run the break, and the layup is good. Nice feed that time, and Maria Cos-Morales, the sophomore from Barcelona, gives Casper the lead at 20-18. Final 30 seconds, opening quarter. Diakite with a drive shot will be blocked, and the foul will be whistled. Just the second team foul. Two team fouls for the Birds, 2 for the Bears. Palomo back in, Garrido back in for the T-Birds. And it'll be Diakite to the free throw line. Anita Diakite missing the first. Leading scorer in the contest was 7. Brooke Donnelly has 6 on a pair of 3s for the Bears. For the Birds, Flora Goad with 6 to lead the way here in the opening quarter. Second free throw is good, her 8th point of the ball game. 2019, Birds up by 1. They'll get the last shot here with 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter. All the way down, left-hand layup too hard that time. And then the interception of the long pass, still 10 seconds. Clock winding. Garrido looking for a wide open 3 from Palomo that's no good. And the quarter will come to an end. We've played 1 at Erickson T-Bird Gym. Opening game for the T-Bird ladies on their home court. They lead Salt Lake Community College 20-19.
We got a good group of guys this year. We're excited. You know, got a good team. Some of these new guys, I don't know about them. We got a couple guys like Dre. He don't even know his own strength for real.
Yeah, Dre. There you go. I want to show for some people out there, man. I want to show for some people out there, man.
Erickson T-Bird Gym. We're ready for the second quarter. Birds up by a point, 20-19 over the Bears, who only have 4 players in the scorebook. Birds, as usual, at Dwight Canari's team with a lot of people figuring in the scoring. Dribble drive and the ball blocked away from Selena Arnland. The sophomore from Stockholm, Sweden, in for the first time this evening. Logan Alvar returning for the T-Birds. They'll go in the corner for a wide open 3. Igo couldn't get it to go. Diakite, who's been all over the court tonight with the rebound, gets it ahead quickly for Adamson. Then back to Carter between the circles. Looking left side, outside, Diakite can't get it to go, but the long rebound will be controlled by Ashton Adamson. New shot clock and a new attack in deep. And Finau Tonga missing the layup, gets her own rebound, kicks it back out. Here's the dribble drive, and that's good. Brooke Donnelly with her 8th point, her first basket that isn't a three-pointer. Bears up by a point, Birds on the attack. Looking down low, wide open for the reverse layup. Garrido came from the weak side, and it was an easy hoop. 22-21, Casper by a point. Trying to feed Finau Tonga, and she couldn't control the feed. It goes out of bounds. Turnover comes loose to the Birds. Casper has led by 2. That's been their biggest lead. Slick has been led by 4 a couple of times. Garrido left side angle, reverses it at the elbow, and a foul will be whistled here. Brooke Donnelly gets the foul. It'll be the first team foul of the quarter for the Bears. Palomo to toss it in from the left side. Gets it way out top to Alvar. For Igo, pushes for a 3 right side. Front rimmed it, and the rebound taken away by Diakite again. She's double teamed in the front court, manages to clear it out top. Carter backs away, tries a line drive 3 that's off the heel, and the long rebound taken away by Donnelly. She'll try another 3. That is a little short. Diakite in deep, puts it up and in, and draws the foul. First player in double figures now with 10. Garrido gets the foul. It is her first. Sandra Frau Garcia returning for the Birds, who trail by a point now. 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Jack Noakes from Sweet Erickson T-Bird Gym, the first of our streams, if you will. Second free throw by Diakite was good. She's got 11 now as she finishes the three-point play. Here's a three-pointer from Selena Arnland, no good. Birds get it right back to her, and then she'll dish it back out front. Cross-court feed, they'll look down low and cross-court it. On the left side baseline, the 3 ball is good by Garrido. She now leads the Birds with 7, and Casper back on top by a digit. Carter into the front court for Diakite, low post feed. Tonga is loose for an easy deuce. Casper coming right back on the run. Ball tapped in the lane. Nice feed for Arnland. Gets the kind roll. Well, did a little 360 before it dipped into the net. Back to a 1-point T-Bird lead. Left side feed. Donnelly in deep. And that's an easy bucket for Finau Tonga. Once they get it into her, the wide body is going to clear everybody out. Long 3 again for Casper. Quick shot. Ball tap. Comes loose in the paint, and that's an easy follow. Julia Palomo averaging 13 a contest, her first hoop of the night. Back to a 1-point T-Bird lead. In deep, Tonga again, layup good again. 6 quick points here in the second quarter for the big gal down low. 30-29, slicked by a point. Arnlin on the dribble will terminate and hand it for the left-hand drive that is no good. Frau Garcia couldn't get it to go. Birds will get it though as the ball's knocked out. The scramble for the ball, Slick touched it last. Quickly the feed in the lane, little turnaround by Goad is no good. Tonga with the rebound, got to get it to a guard, finally does. Mia Tarver into the lineup for Salt Lake for the first time, throws it a word. Birds coming back the other way, quick run, the layup is good. Frau Garcia now with an easy deuce and her 6th point of the ball game. Casper by 1, 31-30, 5.5 to go. We're in the opening half. Here is a illegal pick set away from the ball. So Tonga is going to get the foul. It'll be her first, second team foul of the quarter. Birds trying to get their biggest lead of the ball game. Frau Garcia turned down the deuce, and instead they bring it back outside. Garrido between the legs. Now they'll feed the low post. Goad tries to turn with the left hand, throws it up with the left hand, can't get it to go. Ball tapped around and controlled by Slick as Tarver will bring it ahead. Gets a pick, rolls all the way down the right side. Careless one-hander, but she drew the foul. Julia Palomo will get her second team foul of the quarter. And we'll get a little timeout here. 4:58 to go. We're in the opening half. Over the years, at least since they started keeping records in this series, 2005, Slick leads at 5-3. This is the 9th time the two teams have met. Last year, they met on this court here, and it was Salt Lake winning 57-44 the final. T-Birds, as we said at the outset, come in with a mark of 4-0. Salt Lake Community comes in 3-1. The only loss to College of Southern Idaho, who you can expect is a top 10 team most every year, both on the men's and women's side. Casper College men have already met College of Southern Idaho, took a pretty good loss last week. Just a couple of ticks under 5 minutes to go till halftime. 31-30, Birds up by a point. Their biggest lead has been 2. The Bears' biggest lead has been 4, so nobody really able to forge ahead here in the first half. Casper with Alvar, Goad, Garrido, Igo, and Frau Garcia on the court right now. Mia Tarver to the free throw line. First one on the way is off the heel, no good. Second one, that's off the heel too, but Tonga, the biggest player on the court, chases down the loose ball rebound. Gets it right back. And now Donnelly for a high arc three that's no good. Tonga with a rebound, backing in now, turns, shoots, knocks it off the glass for 2. She has 8 points, and they've all come here in the second quarter as her team goes back up by 1. Alvar, Birds running a little weave out top. Go it left alone for a 3, front of the rim, no. Tarver will bring it ahead. Holds up one finger and then sets for a line drive 3. And Donnelly is going to chase down the long rebound in the corner. Back for Tarver. against Igo. Gets the shot and hits it. That'll be a 3-ball. So Mia Tarver, giving her team a 4-point lead, matches the biggest lead for either team tonight. Birds back the other way. Frau Garcia, a nice feed. She's fouled first. Goad was in a little bit too deep. Finau Tonga getting her second foul of the ball game. She's done a lot of damage. 8 points here in the second quarter. Birds will get it in the front court. Frau Garcia exchanging with Igo to Garrido for a 3. That's good. That's her second 3-ball. Claudia Garrido in double figures with 10 now for the Birds, who crawl back within a point at the 3.5-minute mark. Second quarter action from Erickson T-Bird Gym. Tarver will terminate. They'll feed it down low and then kick it back outside for a 3 that's an air ball. Too much air underneath that baby. Chance for the T-Birds to go back on top as we approach 3 to play here in the second quarter. Frau Garcia, Garrido, same spot where she just did a 3. This one's off the side of the iron, no, and the rebound taken away by the blue-clad Bears from Salt Lake Community College. Now swing it on the left side. Going to put their big girl, Verdan, on the high post. Here's a dribble drive from the right side. No, Birds have numbers coming back the other way. They'll hustle it, pull up by Igo, yes. She's got 4, and it's back to a 1-point Casper lead. Wild dribble drive that's good that time. Zalia Adams with her first hoop of the ball game. And the seesaw goes up and down. Igo for 3, that's good. Well, the Birds warming up a little from the outside. The Bears want to take a timeout with 2:09 to play. Second quarter, T-Birds up a deuce, 39-37. Leading the way for Casper right now. Claudia Garrido, the sophomore transfer from Barcelona, Spain, came into the contest averaging 9 points a ball game. Birds have 4 players in double figures. Igo at 17, Palomo at 13. Goad averages 11 and Alvar 10. And then you got 9 for Garrido, 8 for Cos Morales, and 8 for a player we haven't seen yet, Miazo Otto of Lincoln, Australia, who hasn't been in the game. As usual, a lot of people score for Dwight Ganeri. He balances it out. He'll have like 4 in double figures and then 3 or 4 right around the 8 or 9 point mark. Here's a kind roll. Diakite now with her 13th point to lead all scorers. We're tied at 39. Final 2 minutes opening half. Ball tapped around, and Diakite thought she had a steal. She's standing on the end line. Birds will keep it in the front court with 12 on the shot clock. Alvar's pass knocked away, and I believe they're going to get a foul here. Goad's going to get the foul. That'll be her first. I was going the other way and giving it to Vaitu. Didn't work out. My striped shirt, but that doesn't matter because Diakite just fumbled it out of bounds right in front of the students from Casper College. Goad will leave, and for the first time, no, it won't be the first time, second time tonight, Cos Morales returns. Sophomore returnee for Dwight Ganeri's squad. Spin dribble, Frau Garcia with a line drive that almost went in. Logan Alvar is going to get a foul here on the rebound. So the Birds with 4 team fouls here in the second quarter, 3 for Slick. Bears will have the ball, and Casper going to a little full court pressure. Let's see if they keep it on. They will. Carter clears it, and they get it ahead to Adamson. Right back out top, Verdun for Carter. Adamson in front of the T-Bird bench trying to look down low, and she'll find Verdun for an easy deuce. 41-39 Slick. Birds get a high arc 3 from the right side. That is no good. Garrido couldn't get it to fall. Back the other way, in deep, Diakite with an air ball. Might have been partially blocked. See if Casper goes for the final shot of the half with 25 seconds on the clock. Winding, Casper up, trailing a deuce. Oop, almost walked and then threw it away. Frau Garcia having trouble with the stop. Had the yellow light when the red light was on. Back the other way, Carter gives it to Adamson at the buzzer for a 3. That is no good. And the first half is in the books. 41-39, Salt Lake City Community College, 2 points over the Casper College T-Birds. We'll take a halftime break, come back with the second half right after this.
At Casper College, we're here to help. Here to answer your financial aid questions. Register for classes. Pick a major and so much more. At Casper College, we're here for you.
Put on a show for some people out there, man.
We got a good group of guys this year. We're excited. Got a good team. Some of these new guys, I don't know about them. We got a couple guys like Dre. He don't even know his own strength for real.
Yeah, one of the rules we have in our program is for our guys to really encourage each other and be positive with one another. But I think a handful of them have taken it too far.
People out there, man. Put on a show for some people out there, man. show for some people out there, man. I want to show for some people out there, man.
We're trying to figure out who the best dunk on the team is, you feel me? So first we got B-Nard right here. He got something for us real, you see me? Something real cool. Then we got Ness, something not too crazy. My forward man from Turkey and the
I'll
best
give you 3 reasons why you shouldn't bet against Casper College.
We're trying to figure out who the best dunk on the team is, you feel me? So first we got B-Nard right here. He got something for us real, you see me? Something real cool. Then we got Ness, something not too crazy. My forward man from Turkey and the best dunk on the team is probably Tyler. That's my pick.
I want to show for some people out there, man. I want to show for some people out there, man. I want to show for some people out there, man. show for some people out there, man. Put on a show for some people out there, man. Put on a show for some people out there, man. Put on a show for some people out there, man.
Jack Noakes back at the house that Swede built. Erickson T-Bird Gym, halftime. About to come to a conclusion. Casper College down by 2, 41-39 in this women's game, the opening game of our three-game coverage. The tip-off classic here, brought to you by GW Mechanical Incorporated. Salt Lake and Northeastern will play in the women's game at 1:30 tomorrow. At 3:30 tomorrow, it will be a men's game between LCCC and Utah Peaks Prep. At 5:30, the women's game we will have on our closed circuit feed, our streaming feed. Casper College against arch rival Western Nebraska. The Cougars here early this year. Then at 7:30, we'll have the men's game against Impact Academy. Saturday's schedule at noon, the women's game, Western Nebraska and Salt Lake City. At 2, the men's game, LCCC and Impact Academy. And then the T-Birds at 4 with the women's game against Northeastern NJC. And then at 6, the men's game will wrap up the tip-off classic when they play Utah Peaks Prep. Right now in the first half, the Birds down a deuce, 41-39. Casper in the opening half, 43% from the field, as the Birds are 16 of 37. They were 3 of 15, 20% behind the arc. Perfect 4 for 4 at the free throw line. The Bears 17 of 36, 47% from the field, 4 of 14 for 29% behind the arc, and just 3 of 7, 43% from the free throw line. Slick out rebounding the Birds 22-19. The Bears have 6 assists, the T-Birds with 12. Leading scorers 13 for Aminita Diakite for the Bears, and for the Birds, Claudia Garrido in double figures with 10. See who will get the ball as we start the second half of play. Casper 4-0 coming into this evening's contest. The Bears 3-1. Biggest lead of the game has been 4 points by Slick. The Birds' biggest lead has been 2. That's how tight it has been at the end of the first quarter. It was 20-19. The T-Birds with a 1-point lead. They were outscored 22-19 in the second and trail at 41-39. As we go to the second half of play, it'll be Casper basketball. No, it'll be Slick basketball to start things. Both teams with their original starting 5, Donnelly, Diakite, Adamson, Tonga, and Jamia Carter for Slick with the basketball. Out top, Donnelly on the dribble with a couple of three-pointers in the first half. Finds Diakite along the high post. Her shot is wild and no good, but Tonga with a rebound finesses it home. She's in double figures with 10, and the lead back to 4. Casper's first offensive foray in the second half, and Alvar almost lost it to the T-Bird bench on a pass she couldn't control. Gathered it back, give and go, and the layup is good. Nice look that time. And Palomo with her 4th point makes it 43-41. Minute into the third quarter. Birds with a steal. Out of backcourt. Looking ahead, bouncing, turn, shoot, score. Palomo, after a good feed on the steal that time. I'm just trying to figure out, it was DeKayla who was the one who got the steal and the feed for the T-Birds. Bird uniforms with this gray with the red numerals, a little tough for the old guy to see. Florigoed will get the personal foul here. It'll be a shooting foul, so Diakite will toe the free throw line. And the first one, front of the rim, back of the iron, bottom of the net. Leads all scorers now with 14 points. Builds her team's lead back to a point. And she'll make the second. So 15 points for Diakite and the lead as she comes out. The lead grows back to 2 at 45-43. Birds will bring it ahead. Frau Garcia to direct the attack. Wants to go all the way down left side. Right hand, no good. Goad with trying to throw up the follow, and that's no good. Out of backcourt, Jamia Carter. Feed it down low. They'll double team Tonga with a nice feed, but they missed the layup, and Casper has numbers coming back, and that pass deflected. Comes loose to Adamson. Both teams with a turnover on the fast break. High post feed, three-pointer, that is no good off the left side. Zalia Adams with the miss, and then a travel by the Birds. Birds will turn it over. Ball will stay in the front court with the blue-clad Bears, who have led pretty much the entire game, but by no more than 4 points. Snap the ball once. Carter gets it back out top, swing it on the right side. Donnelly will burn the lane and throw it off the side of the backboard. Birds with a 2-on-2 the other way, and they'll draw the foul. Hard to the glass that time. Julia Palomo. Adams gets her first foul. Mariana Cos Morales into the lineup, the sophomore returning this year from Spain. 48-43, Birds are down 5. That is the biggest lead of the contest for either team. First free throw is good. Cos Morales with her third point of the night. And the second one's there also. Well, maybe it wasn't a 5-point lead. Here's the steal. They had the wrong score. I couldn't figure it out on the scoreboard. Palomo with the steal follows it up. She's got 8 now. And the Birds get a 2-point lead. Little scrum in front of the Salt Lake bench. Bears come away with the ball. 47-45, Birds by 2. That's been their biggest lead of the ball game once in the first half. Tonga with the left hand, that's good, and she's fouled. The wide body down low, just clearing people out. She's got 12 now, and we're tied at 47. Selena Arnlund back in for the T-Birds. Finau Tonga makes the second, finishes the three-point play. She leads all scorers. Nope, she doesn't even lead the Bears. I forgot that they had a scorer with 15. What a left-hand drive, and what a layup. Mariana Cos Morales with her 6th point of the ball game. Birds back on top by a point. Here's a 3 out of the corner that's an air ball. Comes loose, and the Birds with a 3-on-1 break, and the left-hand layup is good. Garcia now with 9, and Casper with its big lead of 3 at 51-48. Double team Finau Tonga down low. That doesn't do any good. She's got 15 now. She has 15. Diakite has 15. The two combined for 30 of the team's 50 points. We're approaching 6 to go in the third quarter. Arnlund in deep, couldn't get it. They'll get it back out for Alvar. Three-pointer on the way is no good. And the long rebound taken away by the Bears. Birds by a point, under 6 to go in the third quarter. High post feed, turning, shooting, 15-footer, no good. Good hustle play by Adams, gets her own rebound on the miss. Back the other way, Anderson with a reverse pivot. Turnaround, no good. Adams gets a rebound, can't put it in. Tonga with a rebound, couldn't put it in, and then she knocked it out of bounds. So 3 point-blank misses by the Bears. Casper basketball, 51-50. The lead of a point, all alone, pushing for a 3 that is no good. A wide open look for Jocelyn Igo from the right side, wouldn't go. Donnelly playing catch with Adams, now cross courts it. They'll finally get it down low. Tonga misses bunny, gets her own rebound, wants to go left, instead dishes to Adamson for the 10-footer. Adamson now with 5 points, back to a 1-point slick lead. Birds driving the other way. Sandra Frau Garcia now has 11. They haven't been able to stop her on the penetration. Long 3, no good. Tap by Adamson. That'll go into the crowd, the stands, and the Birds will get it. I think I had Frau Garcia with 11. She's really got 10. 53-52. T-Birds by a point. 4:37 left here in the third quarter of play. This thing has been up and down, closely contested. Still the biggest lead in the night came in the opening quarter when Slick led by 4. The Birds' biggest lead came in the third quarter when they led by 3. The amazing thing is this game has just been a 1 or 2 point ball game or a tie almost the entire time. T-Birds trying to build their record on the season to 5-0. They're ranked 11th in the latest D1 NJCAA poll. Slick, as we said, with a mark of 3-1 coming in. They were beaten, and I forgot to write the score down, but I think it was like a 4-point ball game at Southern Idaho. Twin Falls, always one of the toughest places in the country to play, whether you're a women's team or a men's team. Birds will have the basketball in the backcourt on a 1-point lead. Palomo will play it into Frau Garcia, the 2 Spanish natives. In their second years, here's a pass that's taken away by Diakite. Drives, misses the layup. The Birds didn't foul. They get the ball right back. Palomo out of backcourt. That's going to be a backcourt right there. Yeah. Tried to give the ball up, and Palomo was trying her hardest to land. But your spot, of course, is where you take off from in the backcourt. So when she caught it, even though she was in midair in the front court, it's a backcourt violation. Birds will play a little defense again here. They'll get it in deep, and boy, this time it's Verdun with her 4th point. Casper really has not had an answer for anything in the paint. The Bears have done a good job. The miss and then the follow, and the putback is good. Nice job. Frau Garcia with her 12th point of the ball game. Casper back on top by a point. Garrido back in for the Birds. 55-54. Casper by a point, and they want to pressure the inbounds pass. Vaitu, however, kind of just moves Julia Palomo out of the way. No call. Vaitu burning the baseline from the right off the glass. That's good. Back her first basket. Birds in deep, and a foul will be whistled. This may be on Diakite. It's her first. It's going to put Logan Alvar at the free throw line. Logan averaging 10 a contest with just 2 thus far here tonight. A chance to give her team the lead again if she can convert both ends. First one's good. All her points, all 3 of them have come at the stripe thus far this evening. Second one on the way, that's there. Nothing but net. 57-56 Casper. Bird's going to scramble a little full court pressure here, and Salt Lake going to throw the ball away. Well over Diakite's head at half court. See if Casper can't build on the 1-point lead. 3 minutes and some change left in the third quarter. Garrido in the corner, push for a 3 to Sandra Frau Garcia, no good, but then Garrido gets the rebound, feeds in the paint. Alvar can't control, goes off her leg and out of bounds. Student referees would disagree. Birds will go back to the pressure. Donnelly double team back court. Clears it for Diakite, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Garrido. Right in front of the official. That'll be the fourth team foul of the third quarter. First team foul on Garrido. Or for personal. No, second personal, thank you. Slick down by a point with the basketball. Diakite at the top for Adamson. Swing it to Donley, who had 2 early threes and been pretty quiet since then. Adamson feeding in the paint. That'll be a charge. That's going to go against Verdun. Birds will get the basketball on the turnover. We're going to get a timeout here with 2:27 to go. We're in the third quarter of play. Our opening broadcast, our opening stream at caspercollege.edu. Jack Noakes, first of 3 games, will be here tomorrow afternoon. Actually, it's tomorrow evening when it'll be the women against Western Nebraska. Men's game tomorrow night, T-Birds against Impact Academy. 57-56, Birds by a point. They led 20-19 at the end of the first quarter, trailed 41-39 at the end of the second. And now as we get into the depths of the third quarter of play, Casper's lead a point. Say it again, biggest T-Bird lead has been 3, biggest Salt Lake lead has been 4. Birds will have Alvar, Garrido, Frau Garcia, Arnland, and Igo on the court. When time comes back in, Adamson, Donley, Verdun, Diakite, and Vaitu for the Bears. Casper basketball in the backcourt. Really haven't faced any pressure from Slick thus far. Birds have had a little pressure, a lot of full court pressure here in the third quarter. And then Frau Garcia dribbled it off her foot, managed to get it back. Birds in a scramble mode right now. Running one-hander is good. Garrido with her 12th point of the ball game. Casper matches its big lead of 3. Arnland hawking the ball in the back court. Salt Lake will break it, and the Bears on the attack, setting up to Vaitu. Sends Arlen to quarter court. They try and feed it in deep. And Verdun looking for Brooke Donley out in the land of 3, but Brooke was headed to the paint the opposite way. Casper can get its biggest lead of the night now. They lead by 3 with the ball. Out of back court, Frau Garcia terminates. Left side, Garrido. Right back to Sandra, and they'll go to Arnland. Head fake. Birds running a little weave out top. Pull up, 12-footer from the left side of the lane, no. But then the steal by Frau Garcia. Wants to dribble into traffic, does dribble into traffic. 3 blue shirts there will get a jump ball as Arnland will get tied up with Donnelly. 1:20 showing on the scoreboard clock. We're in the third quarter. Frau Garcia gets it into Alvar, has it knocked loose, gains control. Right side of the lane, not a good feed. Garrido on her wallet has to feed it ahead. We're coming back the other way. 2-on-1, and the basket's good and a foul. Vaitu with an easy lay-in, and the 5th team foul will be the 3rd personal foul on Claudia Garrido. 59-58, Salt Lake with a chance here to finish a 3-point play. They don't, would have tied the game. Adamson then knocks the ball out of bounds on the rebound after the missed free throw. Casper still clinging to a 1-point lead. Final minute of the third quarter. Out of back court. Frau Garcia for Arnland. Out top. Igo almost lost it with nobody on her. Regained at half court. Birds looking out top. Garrido works it behind her back. Looking for Igo into the lane. Kicks along the baseline. High arc, no good. Alvar couldn't get it to go, and then a tie-up or a foul going to be whistled. This may be on Adamson. If so, it'll be the 4th team foul. Still not to the bonus. Not shooting free throws yet. Personal foul was the first on Ashton Adamson. Casper with a new 20-second shot clock, playing it in baseline left. They'll bounce it in. Arnlund clears it back out top. Garrido pull up, 15-footer, no. Adamson rebound. Birds just cannot advance that small lead. The Bears haven't been able to do it either. Final 20 seconds, third quarter. Casper by a single digit. Salt Lake way away from the basket right now. Looked like a travel. Instead, they threw it away. Alvar for Igo. Igo with the steal. Then the running one-hander, no good, and the quarter will come to an end. Casper clinging to a 59-58 lead. Wow. So, the story continues. Neither team able to open up a margin here. First quarter, the Bears led by 4 quite a bit. Birds led by 3 once in the second quarter, and then they've led by 3 here in the third, but neither team either to advance it. T-Birds came in averaging 87 a ball game. They're leading now 59-58 as the third quarter comes to an end. Leading scorer for the T-Birds, 12 for Claudia Garrido, 12 for Sandra Frau Garcia. Those are the Birds in double figures. For the Bears, Amanita Diakite with 15, and then Finau Tonga also with 15. Tonga on the bench for probably the last half of the third quarter. She had a little foul trouble. She was the reason that the Bears took a lead to the locker room. She had 8 points in the second quarter. T-Birds really don't have anyone her size to contend with her down low. Ball will belong to Salt Lake Community College. We'll start the fourth quarter of play. Casper with a 1-point lead, 59-58. Slick basketball by 2, gets a pick out front. For Adamson, dishing in low. Verdun hesitate, nice head fake. Waited for everyone to scoot by her and then put it home. Her 6-point gives her team a point lead. Birds trying to find the feed down low for Alvar, and they couldn't get it in. The steal and the turnover. Adamson to Vito out top. Arnlund trying to stay with her. High arc, no good, and then Diakite over the top will be whistled for the foul. Her first. Julia Palomo back in for the T-Birds now. Dwight Canary, his team down by a point with the basketball. Frau Garcia into the paint with 4 on her. They kick it outside. They'll get a 3 from the corner, and that's good. Palomo, who just checked in, drains the 3, and then the Birds with a steal. Frau Garcia trying to feed Palomo, and the ball hawked away. Nice hustle play, Adamson. Birds almost get the steal. Frau Garcia all over by 2, and then we're going to get a blocking foul. That's going to go against Verdun as she tried to set the pick at half court. Birds will get it on the turnover, leading by a deuce. 8:42 left in the game. See if we can get the ball in play now. Some token pressure. Casper will clear it ahead. Palomo to Frau Garcia looking in the corner. They'll cross court it. Igo will for Palomo. 3 ball, yes. That's her second in the last minute, and the Birds have the biggest lead for either team on the night. Palomo now with 16 points unofficially. Casper a 65-60 lead. 8 minutes to go here in the contest. Diakite, nice feed for Verdun. Basket good, and she's fouled. Frau Garcia is getting her first foul of the night and the first of the fourth quarter. 65-62. Casper's 5-point lead gonna be down to 3. Free throw no good. Diakite sneaks in, gets the offensive board, and draws the foul on the putback. Wow. Alvar gets her second and the team's second. Diakite, who just made a couple of free throws a few minutes ago, will step back to the free throw line and shoot a pair. First one on the way, no good. 15 points for Diakite. Ties Tonga for the lead on the Salt Lake City team. Second one is net. She's got 16. Bird lead down to 2 with 8 minutes to go in the contest. Igo right side outside. They'll bring it back. Garrido looking to Frau Garcia. Tries to feed low post. Ball knocked away and then controlled by the T-Birds. And a wise timeout by Jocelyn Igo right in front of Dwight Canary and company. 6-5, 6-3. Birds with 7:50 to go in the ball game. And a 2-point lead. Again, we'll be here tomorrow evening. The Birds will take on the Cougars, Western Nebraska. Set to tip at 5:30. Men will follow. We'll have that game also on our closed circuit feed when they play Impact Academy. Well, Dwight Canary's team trying to stay undefeated on the young season. It's a good tournament for Casper College women as far as the competition, because Western Nebraska here tomorrow and then NJC, Northeastern Colorado, here on Saturday afternoon. So they'll get a Region 18 team in the Bears, and then playing 2 teams that over the years have a lot of history with Casper. In Region 9, of course, Northeastern Colorado from Sterling. The wars we used to see between Swede and Roy Edwards on the men's side. So, back we go. Time back in. Casper College ball right alongside the T-Bird bench. Igo and Frau Garcia out there along with Palomo, Goed, and Garrido. They'll get it in to Igo along the left sideline. Back out top. Palomo trying to work, and she has the ball taken away. Diakite back the other way, just throws up a prayer. Knew she was going to get fouled, shoveled it hard off the glass, and she drew the foul. Igo's foul will be her first 3 early team fouls now on the Birds. Diakite, who's been to the line a lot in the last 3 or 4 minutes, now 4 for 5 in this quarter at the free throw line. On the night, she's got 7 points at the stripe. Chance to tie it up here, and she does. Her 18th point of the ball game will tie it at 65. Still 7:38, a long ways to go. Neither team able to shed the other. We're tied at 65. Garcia into the front court for Igo out top. Almost had her pass taken away. Garrido, they'll find Igo along the baseline. Little 12-footer's no good. By two will walk it ahead for Verdun in the corner. Here's the three, and that's good. Brooke Donnelly had a couple early in the contest, and now she drains one from the right side corner. Her team back up by three at 68-65. See if the T-Birds have an answer. Frau Garcia, a little hesitation dribble, and the left-hand layup is good. She kind of hesitated like she was going to try and pass and then just blew by her man. Birds down by one, approaching 6.5 to go in the ball game. Out top. Adams swings it to Adamson at the top. Verdun turns, shoots, and is fouled. That'll be good on the wrist. Goed's fourth foul of the ball game. To the bench goes Dwight Canary, and Logan Alvar comes back in. 68-67. Alizé Verdun at the line. First one on the way, kind of hiccups out. Lead stays at a point, 68-67. Second one on the way, that's good. Little line drive. Birds down the deuce with the basketball. Frau Garcia looking to the right side. Isolated against Donnelly, has her pocket pick, trying to dribble in the lane. Back we come the other way, 3-on-2. And a nice play by Frau Garcia. She snuck in from behind, knocked the ball into the Salt Lake bench from Verdun. Bears will control, leading by a deuce. Still, biggest lead for Salt Lake City has been 4. Biggest lead for Casper has been 5. It's been one of those nights, neither team able to open up any distance. By two, low dribble, spins it toward the baseline. They'll bring it back out top with 15 to shoot. By two again, running one-hand layup is good. Ruby Vaitu now with 6 and the lead 4. Matches the biggest lead the Bears have had. Garrido, one dribble out top. Alvar almost lost. Goes into the lane, kicks it in the right side. Back out top. 10 to shoot. And a travel going to be called. Palomo shuffling the right foot. Chance now for Salt Lake City to get its biggest lead of the ball game. 71-67, still 5:26 to go in the fourth. Vaitu chasing Igo to the right side, goes in the corner. They feed the low post. Verdun was in too deep, hit it off the underside of the basket. Then a tie-up in the lane. And the ball will belong to the T-Birds. Palomo to throw it in. And Frau Garcia, as she usually does, will quarterback the team on the offensive end. Frau Garcia, oh, nice feed in deep, way deep. Alvar manages to hang with it, and she gets her first bucket of the ball game after 4 free throws. 71-69. Slick by 2 with the basketball. Diakite for Vaitu. Right back, little give and go. Layup is good. Diakite with 20 points now. We'll go with Phil Kohler's pronunciation. Feed in deep. Alvar double team, kicks it back outside. I go for a three, hard off the glass, never got the rim. 73-69, 4-point lead, Salt Lake ball as we approach 4 to go. Vitu for Diakite. Lobbing in deep. Verdun can't hang on, but a foul's going to be whistled. This is going to go, I believe, it will be Garrido. That's her fourth. Birds have a couple of players, Goed and Garrido, who are in a little bit of foul trouble with 4 here, with still 4:05 to play in the contest. Dwight Canary kind of shaking his head, not believing the call. Verdun to the free throw line. I'm going to say she was in the act of shooting. First free throw is good. She's in double figures. 10 points now, and that is the biggest lead of the ball game for Salt Lake at 5. Matches the Birds' biggest lead. Second one on the way, front of the rim. Birds trying to get a rebound, and a foul here I think going to be whistled. Palomo couldn't hang on, probably because she was getting pushed. Adamson gets the foul. Birds get the basketball. Frau Garcia looking for an opening. There's a pass, knocked loose, comes back to Palomo. Frau Garcia, a little 10-footer baseline left is good. She's got 16 at 74-71. Birds down 3 with 3.5 to go. Diakite for Verdun. Out top. Donnelly looked at a three, turned it down, gets it to Adamson, tries to spin in the lane and kicks it back out top with 10 on the shot clock. Vitu looking for someone to come get the ball. It's Donnelly, whose shot is partially blocked at the top of the key. Never got to the rim. The Birds will get it on the shot clock violation with 3:10 to go in the contest. Palomo will play it in, and Frau Garcia, who's gone all the way at the point here in the second half. To Alvar for Garrido, a little hesitation, throws it off the glass and it goes down. I, for a moment, thought she was going to pass the ball. We're tied, or the Birds are within one, rather, 74-73. Diakite has the ball knocked loose, gathers it back on the elbow, tries to drive, dishes to Verdun, layup's good. 76-73. Frau Garcia, coast to coast, runs into traffic in the paint and the foul whistled. Vitu's going to get her third. Team fouls are now 4. 4 for Salt Lake, 5 for the T-Birds. Zalia Adams back into the Salt Lake lineup. Casper basketball out top. They'll go in the corner, left side. Frau Garcia for Palomo. High arc, three, got it. She's got 19 and we're tied at 76. Approaching 2 to go. By 2. Long three. Donnelly, the smallest player on the court. That is her 4th 3-ball of the night. 79-76. Under 2 to play. Did the Birds have an answer? They do. Palomo with a 3 of her own. She's got 22 now to lead all scorers. We're back to a tie. 79 all. Vitu almost lost the dribble at half court. In front of her own bench. Looking for a pick. Gets it in deep. Verdun draws double coverage, throws it away. Birds will take it. Frau Garcia looking for Alvar. Layup is good from the right side. Crowd likes it. Birds are up 2. We approach a minute to go. Salt Lake will get the timeout. 70 seconds left in this one. 81 Casper, 79 Salt Lake Community. A game in which both teams have had a 5-point lead, and that's been the biggest lead for either of them on the night. Well, a couple of three-pointers from Julia Palomo, averaging 13 a game, the 5'7" sophomore from Spain. Returned along with Sandra Frau Garcia. And she has been the spark plug here from 3, lighting it up for 22 points. Thus far this evening, not done. Still a minute and 10 to go. Birds need a stop here. Let's see, we have not seen Finau Tonga almost the entire second half, but we're going to see her now with a minute and 10 seconds to go. She's been on the bench in the second half with 15 points. She dominated in the second quarter. Birds just can't match up with the big gal. Donnelly feeding. They'll get it right back to Donnelly, and it looked like she walked. Ball tapped loose, comes loose to the Birds. They have numbers, 4 on 2. Frau Garcia in the paint, going with a soft one-hander that's good. 83-79 Casper. We're under a minute to go. Timeout. Salt Lake Community. Clock will stop with 49 seconds and change. So, the Birds back to the 4-point lead. Don't know if I can recall very many games where it has been this tight since the opening tap. Neither team with more than a 5-point lead. And we've played 39 minutes and change. Wow. By 2 to play it in along the far side. Well, it's the near sideline to me. Far from the benches. She'll get it in the front court. They're going to put Finau Tonga on the high post now. They'll cross it to Dia Kite, who almost dropped it into her own bench. Donnelly looking in the corner. Adamson in deep. Finau is good, and she's fouled. Her 17th point. Chance to draw her team within 1 if she can finish the 3-point play. And Flora Goet is gone. The 6'2" sophomore returner from Vienna, Austria, has fouled out. She'll leave the ball game with 8 points on the night. Logan Alvar, the freshman from K-Dub, checks in. 83-81. Birds by 2, 41 seconds to go. Finau Tonga to the free throw line to shoot 1, and it's off the heel. Long rebound and a timeout taken by the Birds right away. The long rebound came to Irene Fernandez de Kela, one of the newcomers from Spain. Called a timeout immediately, so Casper, with 39.2 seconds to go, will get the ball. Birds will, I'm sure, face some full court pressure in the back court here. Interesting game. Birds led at 20-19 at the end of the first quarter, trailed at 41-39 halfway through, led at 59-58 going into this, the fourth quarter, and they now lead at 83-81. And with that timeout in the back court under the girls' rules, they get it in the front court. Palomo to throw it in alongside the students below us, and will get it into Frau Garcia. Looks like a 2-3 zone. Now they're going to trap the ball out front. Palomo to Garrido. Floats a pass to Palomo with 17 on the shot clock. Garrido looking on the high post to Alvar. They'll cross-court it. Palomo pulls back for a three off the side of the rim. No. The rebound, though, taken by Tarver, who is standing out of bounds, but the officials are going to say they got a timeout. Ooh. Well, there is no instant replay at this level, but I got to tell you, looked like she stepped out of bounds before there was a timeout called. Not going to go that way. It will be Slicks basketball with 14.8 seconds left. Salt Lake will have it, and they trail by a deuce, 83-81. That's a tough call. Well, the angle that I have officials discussing where the ball belongs. She called the timeout on the backcourt. They'll get the ball at about the halfway mark of the front court. Just to the right of their bench. Donnelly will throw it in. She's had 4 3-pointers, littlest one on the court here tonight. 2 in the first half, 2 here in the fourth quarter. Then in the big hoops, she'll bounce it in. Vaitu for Diakite. Back to Vaitu, wants to go all the way down baseline, and she'll draw the foul. Threw it over the glass. The foul whistled against Irene Fernandez de Kayla. With 5.5 seconds to go, it'll send Ruby Vaitu to the free throw line. She has not been there tonight. Her team down by 2, she'll shoot 2. First one's good. Second one on the way. Chance to tie it here. And she does. Birds will get the ball. One last shot before we head to overtime. Birds will get it in the front court. The ball game tied at 83. Neither team is led by more than 5. So it's appropriate we go down to the last possession of the night that, well, could not be the last possession of the night. Casper hoping it is, because they get a basket. 83 all. An entertaining first night of the Tip-Off Classic, sponsored by GW Mechanical. Doesn't get any more entertaining than this. Doesn't get any closer than this. Now, we're going to get Jocelyn Igo, leading scorer on the T-Bird team, checking back in for the final 5.5 seconds. Bird basketball down below us. Frau Garcia to throw it in. They'll set a line at the top of the key. And she'll get it into Igo. Igo in the corner. Arnlund for a 3 that's off the side of the glass. No good. We'll do a little extra time here. Free basketball tonight at the Swedes. The house that Swede built, we're 83 all between the T-Birds and Salt Lake Community College. So, neither team able to build more than a 5-point lead. We'll see if that holds true in the extra frame. Oftentimes you see that things explode in the extra one, but neither team has really been able to shed the other. 83-83. We'll do another 5 minutes here. Birds trying to advance to 5-0 on the season. Salt Lake trying to move to 4-1 on the season. We will start with a jump ball to begin the extra 5 minutes. Selena Arnlund, the 6-footer, returning sophomore from Stockholm, Sweden, to jump ball for the Birds. Number 4. She'll go against Alize Verdun. Don't have the heights on the Salt Lake team. She looks about the same size, about 6'1", and the tap will be controlled by Casper College. Birds will get the first try here in the extra session. They'll swing it to Arnlund outside, and she'll go cross court. Alvar feeding in the paint. Frau Garcia dishing down low, a little too deep for Arnlund. She couldn't hang on, and Salt Lake City comes away with the turnover. Basketball to Vitu, gets a pick out top for Anderson, looking for Verdun, tries to turn against the double team, kicks it to Connolly. Brooke Donnelly missing badly, and we haven't been able to say that much. The smallest player on the court has drained 4 threes tonight. That one was the old proverbial 20-footer that went 22 feet. Birds on the attack now, almost a minute into the extra session. Neither team has scored. Alvar turns down a shot in the paint, kicks to Arnlund for Palomo, driving, and she'll go to the line for a free throw or two here. A couple. Diakite gets her 3rd of the night. Palomo, whose 3-pointers in the 4th quarter gave the Birds a chance to win this thing, will go to the free throw line. She leads all scorers with 22. Diakite has 20 for Salt Lake City. Julia on the season. Da-da-da-da. Brooke Donnelly got the last foul. Palomo 10 of 11, 91% from the free throw line. Jinxed her, she missed the first one. Second one on the way, that one's good. Julia's 23rd point of the ball game gives her team a 1-point lead. 1 minute into the overtime session. Diakite in a hurry, catches up with the ball, exchanges, and then gets it to Vitu, feeding the low post. Ooh, that's a travel. Well, guess not. Finau Tonga gets her own miss, puts it back up and in, and her team goes back on top by a point. A lot of players in the paint and a lot of shuffling of feet. Officials said it did not belong to number 44 in the blue. Birds now on the attack, down a point, try a long 3, and that's good. Sandra Frau Garcia, her 19th point of the night, and the Birds back up by 2. And this time, they're going to get by 2 on the end line. Appeared they missed that call earlier in regulation. This time, no. Casper will get it on the turnover with 3:13 to go in the extra session. And we're going to get a substitution here. So Leah Adams in. Diakite will leave. Birds now with the ball in the front court. Looking. They get it in. Palomo layup is good. 25 for Julia and a 4-point T-Bird lead with 3 to play. Diakite being hemmed in along the sideline right at half court. Shovels it on a cross-court pass. They'll get it to Donley. Bouncing out top, Adamson almost walked. High post feed, Tonga for Adamson. That'll be a blocking foul down low. Arnlin gets her first foul. Alizé Verdun back in, a little defense for offense substitution go. Adamson to the free throw line. First one's good. Ashton with her 6th point of the ball game. Makes it a 3-point Casper lead. Still 2:47 to go. Line drive is good on the second one. No hesitation there. 89-87 Birds. Under 3 to play in overtime. Bounce pass in deep. Garcia or Palomo with an air ball gets her own rebound. Shot clock still winding. It didn't get to the rim. Dribble drive no good. That didn't get to the rim either. Back the other way. Arnlin trying to cross court it down low. Kick it outside. Palomo. This one off the side of the rim, and that's going to be a foul on Sandra Frau Garcia. Garcia will get her second. Stop the clock with 2:21 to go. 2-point Casper lead. Brooke Donley, the sophomore from Rigby, Idaho. 3-point artist. You know she's not going to miss from the free throw line. She didn't. She's got 15, a chance to tie it with this one. She does. 16 points for Donley, and we're tied at 89. Bird basketball. 2:20 to go. Frau Garcia ahead. Outside to Igo, right back to Sandra at the top. Little weave to Palomo at the top. Alvar looking for Igo in the corner. No good, but the rebound in deep. Alvar has her shot blocked. No foul call. We'll come back the other way. Mia Tarver will walk it ahead. Frau Garcia on her. Low post feed. Verdun almost lost it. Gets it to Donley. Donley with a hard pass in deep. Verdun controls with 10 on the shot clock. Long three. Tarver, no. And the rebound. Zalia Adams with the rebound. She got the rebound because she pushed off, and she'll get the foul. So we'll see the Birds to the free throw line. This will be Claudia Garrido stepping to the line with a chance to give her team the lead. Garrido on the season. Yeah, coming in tonight, 2 for 2. 100% at the line on the season. Now she'll get 2 here. See if she can make them both. 1:35 to go. First one on the way is good. She's got 15 points, and the Bird lead is 1 at 90-89. Second one's off the backside, no good. The long rebound taken away by Salt Lake City. Minute and a half to go, 90 seconds left in the overtime session. Donnelly covered up on the right side by 2, trying to feed Adamson on the low post. They'll finally get it into Verdun, kick it back outside. Diakite from the left side, an air ball, and the rebound. Logan Alvar will get it to Sandra Frau Garcia. Approaching a minute to go. Hurry it ahead. Igo for 3, no good. And the rebound fought for and controlled by Slick. Donnelly in the backcourt for Vaitu. Walk it ahead now with 45 seconds and some change. Clock says 47. We won't quibble about 2 seconds right now, maybe later. 90-89, Birds by a point. Salt Lake City taking the timeout. They'll have the ball in the front court, trailing by a point. For Casper, Palomo with 25, Frau Garcia with 19, Garrido has 15. We'll see what Salt Lake City comes back with. One time is back in. Didn't see Finau Tonga check back in. She has been a load for the Birds to control with 19 points. Diakite has 18, 16 for Brooke Donnelly, and of the 16, 12 of them on three-pointers. And they have been timely three-pointers, especially in the fourth quarter. Birds, however, had some big three-pointers in the fourth quarter from Julia Palomo. So here we go. In the front court, near the hash along the bench, it'll be Salt Lake City basketball. 47 seconds to go. Birds lead by a point. Adamson will throw in just a step away from the quarter mark. And she will get it in to vie 2. 15 on the shot clock. Low post feed. Finau did check in. Here's Donnelly pushing for a 3. It's good, her 5th of the ball game. Well, and that'll give her team a 2-point lead. 92-90, 35.6 seconds to go. T-Bird ball. Finau Tonga will check out as they go back on defense. Frau Garcia into the front court. Still has it on the floor. Still has it on a string with 19 to shoot to Palomo at the top. Palomo looking to Garrido, cutting in the lane, kicks outside. I go for 3, no. Ball tapped around with 13 seconds to go, and Adamson controls, she'll be fouled. 12.3 seconds to go. Birds are down 92-90, and the Bears are at the stripe. Well, the game has stayed close since the opening tap. Neither team leading by more than 5. Adamson's first free throw is good. That'll advance the lead to 3 now. She is 4 for 4 at the free throw line here in the last overtime. Make it 5 for 5. And the lead now 4 at 94-90 with 12 seconds to go. So, do Dwight Gennari and Nate Macy have a 4-point play drawn up? We will find out. Officials will confer at midcourt, and we'll remind you we're back here about 5:30 tomorrow evening. The Birds, the ladies, against Western Nebraska, then the men at 7:30 against the Impact Academy as the Tip-Off Classic continues this weekend here at Sweet Erickson T-Bird Gym. Cold, snowy day in Casper. Birds will have Igo trigger the inbounds pass. Frau Garcia, Garrido, Alvar, and I believe Palomo out there. That would make sense. They'll get it in. Frau Garcia gonna drive. Layup is no good. Adamson with the rebound with 6 seconds to go, and Salt Lake City's gonna come away with the win. Well, you know when a Region 18 team comes here, you're going to have a battle, and it was tonight. Matter of fact, if Adamson can make 2 here, it'd be a 6-point lead and the biggest lead either ball club has had. And the first one is good. She has 10, and 7 of them are at the free throw line. Second one is good. The lead is 6. Frau Garcia for a layup that is good. And the ball game is over, 96-92. Slick with a victory over the T-Birds. Wow. And neither team, well, there's still 1.4 seconds to go. Put that back on the clock after they buzz, so the Birds will now see the final buzzer. Salt Lake City comes in and beats the 11th ranked T-Birds, gives them their first loss of the season. 96-92 your final here at Erickson T-Bird Gym. Casper with a 5-point lead, its biggest of the ball game. Salt Lake City's biggest lead was 6, and that came in the final 6 seconds of the contest. So it was tight all the way. Neither team able to gain any distance. Dwight Canary will join us shortly, and we will talk about this one. And the Birds will get ready tomorrow night to face another tough team, another perennial ranked team when they take on the Cougars of Western Nebraska. So we shall see what's up. A reminder again, a double header tomorrow at 5:30, the T-Birds and Western in the women's game. Then the men's game, Casper College against Impact Academy. That will immediately follow about 7:30. So we'll see if Dwight can make his way up here. Casper led at 20-19 at the end of the first. They were outscored 22-19 in the second, trailed 41-39 at the halfway mark, but they pulled to a 59-58 lead at the end of the third quarter, and then we were tied 83-all at the end of regulation. Salt Lake City comes up and wins it 96-92 in the extra session. We'll get a look at the final statistics here and then a visit with the head coach. So let's see what we got here. Birds finished the game, well, 46% from the field. Both teams were 46%. This is how even it was. Both teams 46% from the field. Casper out-rebounded 49-46. Assists in the contest, 15 for Salt Lake City, 23 for Casper. Turnovers, 18 by the Bears, 16 by the Birds. Both teams had 4 block shots. Both teams had 11 steals in the contest. Casper with 8 points, or 17 off of turnovers. Salt Lake with 8 in the paint. The Birds actually outscored the Bears 52-50. Second chance points 18-11 in favor of the Bears, and the bench from Salt Lake outscoring Casper 25-15. Birds scored 20 in the first period, led 20-19. They were outscored 22-19 in the second. They outscored Slick 20-17 in the third, were outscored 25-24 in the fourth, and outscored 13-9 in the extra session, thus the loss, 96-92. Biggest lead for Casper, 5 points. Biggest lead for Salt Lake City was 6, and that came with 6 seconds left in the overtime after a pair of free throws. Leading scorers in the contest, 20 tonight for Amanita Diakite to lead the way for the Bears. 19 apiece, Brooke Donley. Donley killed the Birds from 3. She was 5 for 10 from 3, 19 for Fina Tongo. For the Birds, leading the way, 25 for Julia Palomo Vincente, 21 for Sandra Frau Garcia, and 15 for Claudia Garrido. So let me grab a headset here for Coach Canary. Get you set up there. Well, I don't know if you hear us now?
I can, not through this.
Yeah. We'll let the technicians handle it. They're much better than I am.
I still have nothing.
Still nothing? Are we plugged in? We got voice over there? Okay.
Nothing.
Well,
we'll share, huh?
Yeah, well, no.
Oh, I'm on. All right.
The magic touch.
Just had to tap the right amount of times.
Well, I don't know that I can recall doing a game in a long time where neither team led by more than 5 points.
Yeah, that was an incredible basketball game. I think it was two really good basketball teams, and it was played really well. I would love to come on the positive side of that, but I just think playing teams like that is what's going to make you better in the long run. And I'm not disappointed. Our effort was great tonight. We made some mistakes, but so did they, and it just didn't come around.
Man, I was just reading the statistics, and almost every category, just like the score, is even. I mean, there was usually you see someone get a run and be able to pull away, and neither team would give up tonight.
Yeah, no, it was good. We had them on the ropes, and then they had us on the ropes a couple times. I think the biggest stat difference is the free throws. They shot 31, we shot 12. And that was a big differential there. And we had a couple areas we really had a tough time starting their interior game. They were good. I mean, we guarded.
You don't have a wide body like they do.
No, and good too. I mean,
she's good.
She's
Absolutely.
got great hands. They pass well to her. The other area outside of that is too many offensive rebounds, and she played a role in that. I think they had 18 offensive rebounds. So, just a play or two in the regulation, and it goes a different direction. But again, love their effort.
The littlest player on the court killed you too. She was 5 for 10. Donnelly was from three.
Yep, she did, and that one was deep there, and Logan was just a little late getting out to her and stuff like that, and that was very deep, and credit to her, I guess.
Yeah, on the other hand, Julia Palomo Vicente with a great fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think she had.
She kind of kept you in with those threes.
Yep.
And you couldn't get over the hump. Neither team led by more than 5, other than the free throw with 6 seconds to go. That made it a 6-point ball game. So you come back tomorrow and play 2 games in 2 nights against 2 tough.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Who scheduled Western Nebraska this early?
But the thought process a little bit. Unfortunately, it's a long ways away, but that's what a regional tournament's like.
Yep.
You got to play 3 in a row, and at least 2 of them are going to be really tough, and you might as well go through that and learn that experience. And my biggest concern is our bench was a little short tonight, and so we had people play a lot of minutes, and hopefully they can get hydrated and rest and get off their feet, and because it doesn't change. Tomorrow's going to be just as tough.
Did you see anything tonight that was different than you saw in the first 4 games? Better or needing improvement?
I think the competition was better. There's not a lot of weakness there. They're athletic. They got a great interior game. They have a couple kids that hit threes, so they play very well defensively. So as far as what we did, I don't. I think we did a couple things better. But again, the area that's got to get better is blocking out.
And a final thought from my perspective. 2 of your veterans really did come through tonight, and that would be Sandra Fra Garcia and Julia Palomo Vicente.
Yes.
They were your leaders tonight.
Yeah, they were.
Is that what you expect from this team?
Yeah. They just play the same way all the time, and Jocelyn, you could lump in that category. She had a tough time getting the shot to fall, but man, she's been on fire for us all year, and that's atypical. I think she was 1 for 7 on threes, and that's very atypical.
Yeah,
so
usually shoots it better than that. So,
yes.
Well, go get some rest. Do you look at film after this or anything, or
No,
you just go
we've got to
straight?
move on to Western Nebraska.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we really do, and we've got a scout, and we've got a little prep in for them, but they're going to come in fresh, and we're going to be a little tired. That's where where our legs are, and then play that third game on Saturday. We'll see, but
Okay.
I just got to go. Can't
All
change
right.
this one.
Good visiting with
You bet. Appreciate
we
you a
hope
lot.
the result will be different tomorrow night.
We're going for it.
All right.
Thanks, Jack. You
Dwight
bet.
Canary,
Yep,
the
thank
head
you,
man
guys.
for the T-Birds, who fall tonight in overtime, 96-92 to Salt Lake Community College. That's going to do it for us. See you tomorrow night, long about 5:30. The Birds, the ladies, will go against the Cougars of Western Nebraska. I'm Jack Noakes. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. The final score again, Salt Lake Community College 96, Casper 92, an overtime loss for the Birds, who go to 5-1 on the season.